once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. Oh my goodness. Greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack with Grace. And, I'm starting a little bit early. I just didn't feel like waiting, to be honest. So we've got a lot of cool things happening today, and there's no false advertisement. I promise that. I'm not doing a bait and switch on you folks. We are, in fact, going to have the famous and infamous Grace Thorpe and Jack Talcott again together tonight, and I'm excited. The contributions, the unsettled movements, they're already being received. J-Mon, thank you for the contributions already. $2, leading the pack, right? Leading us off right. I fear for Jack. This lady is unstable and dangerous, and I'm sure he's talking about the lady in the image, but I know differently. I do. I feel pretty good, and thank you. Thank you all to all who are tuning in. I tell you what, yes, we are going to have an amazing time. In Austin, I saw that too. This is true. This is a Talcott Tuesday for the books, and I think it's going to be, you know what? It's 50-50. Life is really all about that. I've got a bunch of ideas though too, and it's kind of good this way. I can start with my flow and my stuff and then get that out of the way, and then we can bring on the entertainment, because let's face it, between Grace and I'm pretty confident I know who the star of the show can easily be. So some of the thoughts today, something special today that I thought was going to be, you know what? There's stuff I'm going to wait. I want to hold back a little bit till my partner shows up, partner for today. But really what I've been considering, what is needed most in this realm, this experience that we're sharing? What did we see yesterday? For those who missed the live stream yesterday, I know it was long, but I encourage you, there was a lot of cool things. And we got some good views from it yesterday too. Some good response, good attention. So if you happen to miss it, it was a class act. There was a lot of pieces that started coming together, and it was spontaneous. It was life. It's what is happening here. But behind it all, I saw something that I appreciated. I actually saw real kindness being displayed, right? In the efforts of resolving disputes between two characters that we know of. And, they tried the court systems and they're doing their things, but really it was awkward, but it was a class of kindness. And kindness, wouldn't that be something, given the reputation of old Jack Talcott and Grace Thorpe, if we started switching it around to being one of kindness? Now, keep in mind, I haven't discussed this fully with Miss Grace or Ben yet, so everything's on the table, though, and everything's in the open. Here's where we were last night. I woke up with a dream in the middle of the night, and it seemed so obvious, so clear to me that I was like, I don't need to write it down. I don't need that. But then I remembered I've made that mistake before. Things in the middle of the night or in the morning, they seem so clear, so positive and important that no way I'll forget it. Well, I wrote it down, and I'm glad I did. But actually, it didn't matter. Maybe writing it down helped me retain it. But the three-step process for life, it's really pretty simple and obvious. First of all, divine is perfection, right? Divinity is perfection. That's with God. We want to be with God. We want to be with perfection. So you got to accept it. Divinity and perfection is what we truly want. So if you start with that premise, wherever you are, that divinity and perfection is where you want to end up, then you realize perfection is your goal. I know people love to say, they're not perfect. They're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But why not? It's your lifetime. Why not? If perfection is your goal, then you can recognize truly that truth reveals the path, truth reveals the way, and love is the way. It's that simple. You set the goal for yourself. Perfect in what? Perfect in word. That's one of the best places you can start, because the mouth is one of the, well, I was going to say it's one of the easiest to control, but then again, no, it's not. No, it's not easy to control your mouth. My mouth has gotten me into all sorts of stuff, all sorts of problems, but that's what this life is about. Hanko Flamio to you. Blessings. Thank you for the contributions again. What if perfection isn't good enough? Who's to say that? Why worry about it until we know? You know, what if nothing is good enough? When? According to who? Under what circumstances? What are we talking about? This is important stuff, right? I suggest that often good enough is perfect, flaws and all. If good enough in regards to a problem or a solution, something you've been struggling on, if good enough gets it done, is that not perfect? I've let good enough be good enough and be perfect for me many times just so I can move on. Yeah, perfection is a moving heart, moving target, man. It really is. Don't make perfect the enemy of good. Truly. Yeah. I'm trying to understand I'm playing this out in my mind in a number of different ways, but the logic behind being an enemy of good. And yet there are so many enemies of good. Talcott shorts, blessings. Yes. Livewithoutfear.com, man. I have a lot going on, and I keep saying that. I've been saying that for so long. Today, some of my thoughts. As I mentioned, I awoke in the mind. I awoke in the middle of the night with those ideas, the path, the way, what Jesus was teaching. Keep your eye on that, on divinity. Where and how would divinity lead you in this problem, in this struggle, in this opportunity you're facing? Where and how would divinity lead you if you were to follow the divine path, right? The path of righteousness, following the truth, investigating, discerning, right? Asking questions, filling in the gaps, putting the pieces together. That's what the truth is all about. And if you're going to follow a path of truth, you got to put many different pieces together, and then you got to determine how much value is this piece of information worth as opposed to this piece of information, because sometimes the information, they just seem to counteract each other. It's part of this duality game that we're a part of, but the whole idea is move beyond that, move beyond the broken pieces and the parts that don't make sense into alignment with the truth. Okay? Because when you can align with the truth, walk with perfect honesty, being humble and kind, considerate. Something happened with my electronics there. Oh, that's right. You know what? Let me finish the point. If you walk through life with honesty, humility, grace, compassion, good intentions, right? You're paying attention. You're actively making sure I do no harm, right? You make that your goal in life, just to protect the world from you, to make sure that no harm is found. Once you do that, you got less to remember, right? Because it's when you're guilty, when you're afraid, when you're angry, that's where you got to remember all the details. Hey, this is actually perfect, because I was just flowing and chilling, but now I think the business can get started, right?
Hi, Jack. Jack.
go.
My Zen is showing. Hello, chat. Hi, Jack. How are you doing? Sorry about that.
I'm
That's a little
so,
embarrassing.
hey, whatever. You look wonderful, my friend. Lovely,
Thank you.
shining.
Thank you.
Um, I'm sure there's many who tune in just for the pretty looks as well.
That's what
So,
we're gonna get you, Jack. Numbers, viewers, super chat. Speaking of which, where are we at?
we've had,
Four
we've had,
dollars.
yep, had a couple of
$4.
contributions already.
Very nice. Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you. And we just got a raid from our friend Modern Men Lost Again, it looks like.
Thank you, Landry. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Friend of the
and
show.
that he is. How are you? Because with you and since you, I gotta give the credit in good part to you. There's been some a little growth in the views yesterday and the subscribers. Things are adding up, and there's
Nice,
already a
nice.
bunch of people tuning in to find out what's Grace gonna do today.
Well, I'm doing good. I really appreciate having a show where it's easier for me to feel an obligation towards you than towards my dad, probably because things got messy and complicated, but I just like I don't want to let you down, you know what I mean? So whatever else I'm doing, I'm going to get it together for 5:30. I appreciate that. I appreciate the structure. Um I was wondering, so I wanted to say a few things. I was listening to your monologue and Hank with the super chat. $5 from Hank. Why did Grace look bigger in the thumbnail? Could it be sabotage? Yeah, it kind of looks like Chats with Jack and his fat niece.
There's room for improvement with all things. Sometimes the first step can be awkward, but I loved it. I thought the smile is beautiful, the
No,
energy, right?
I love it. I do love it. No, it's a great
Um,
thumbnail. It's a great thumbnail.
we could have
I'm
done more.
finally in a Talcott thumbnail. No, so you first of all you were saying my dad always says this about perfection. Don't let the perfect become the enemy of the good. Which I think I don't really have much of a problem with. I can go off into that territory, but I generally, just like what you were saying. If doing it quick or dirty or whatever gets it done, then isn't that good enough? I tend to have that attitude towards things. I
Often.
think, but also, um, I've kind of realized, and I want you to help me with this. I don't think I've talked to you much about my mom. You've heard about me and my dad. You've seen our drama, etc. But I kind of want to invite you into that because I've had a very hard time dealing with my relationship with my mom. And my primary source of advice has been my dad, which is messy for a bunch of different reasons. You know what I mean? Primarily because he, I think, just has a fundamentally different relationship with her than I do. Like, she's not biologically related to him.
Of course.
I'm
Yeah.
sure, you feel much differently about your son than you do your ex-wife. It's just a different relationship. So, we don't have to get super into that today if you don't want to. I'm not sure what the plan is, but there are a lot of, she hasn't spoken to me in a year. I have questions about whether I'd want to talk to her, whether I miss her or don't miss her, whether I made her reject me, whether I care or not. She had very weird views towards sexuality that sort of remain with me to this day, and I always feel kind of cringe talking about it because a lot of people usually say, like, just get over it. Get over, oh, you have mommy issues, get over it. And, so yeah, just kind of putting that out there on the table.
You've grown up with a lot. You're an example of others who have grown up with a lot, but you're growing up with a lot in a different way because you ended up in the public spotlight on top of all this stuff, right?
Yeah,
A lot of other
true.
people, they may deal with the divorce at home, but they hide it within themselves. They go to the college class, they go through the routines, and it's not really out in the air, right?
Yeah.
Um,
But I
Yeah,
would say I chose for it to be out there. Like I'm okay with it being out
sure.
there. I'm okay with that, especially because it's helped me in a lot of ways. Yeah,
And this
I
is
know you
fair.
do.
Jack's got family issues as well. I've learned a lot. I do. I have.
Now, I'm not
Um,
trying to pry, but you always talk about your, well, not always, but like if you're talking about family issues, you tend to talk about your ex and your son. What's your relationship like with your parents? I'm just curious. Is it good? Is it bad?
God bless them. They're cool people.
Yeah.
They're really cool. My mom. I grew up with my mother and a stepfather.
Mm-hmm.
He's now dead. He died relatively early, and
Mm-hmm.
after he was out of my life, though, too. And then I try to speak with my mom. She's dealing with a lot these
Mm-hmm.
days. I tried. I met my father when I was 15 years old, and that's who I actually went and visited last June
Mm-hmm.
in Utah. Was him and some other family there. Um, yeah, my family is. I came from a broken home, and it was
Mm.
just the way it was, right? So
Yeah. I'm
it's
just
been a
wondering,
bizarre.
like, I'm only 23. I don't know later in life if these things heal with time or if there's something, I have the feeling you have to sort of crack it, but I don't know if that's the right way to go about it. So I'm just looking for advice.
You know what? Good on you. That search and seeking,
Mm.
that's gonna do it for you because there's a lot. Emotions are crazy,
Yeah.
and whatever you're dealing with, it is literally your path, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're every one of us is different as far as what we need to heal, what we need to live, I guess. But um, I'm confident I've learned some things that can be helpful because sincerely, what you said regarding healing and family and a big part, I'm assuming it was a big part with me is the lack of closure sometimes, the lack of answers.
Mm. With my
Um,
mother. It's not so much with my dad because, I hang out with him. I see him every
right.
day. Things are tense, but I find I feel like I take everything out on him because he's the only one of them who will talk to me. But then again, I'm not sure if I want to talk to her. But I don't have closure with her. For sure. I don't have closure. I just don't. I'm not sure if I need it, but it just.
That is
The
so.
basic story in my mind, I'm not sure if you know this, but the basic story in my mind is basically my mom and dad's relationship was falling apart. I, at the same time, started getting close to my dad. And I'll say, like, it was very clingy on my side. Like it may be a little inappropriate at times because I felt very alone. Our family had had a chaotic past. There had been restaurants that closed, yada yada. I'd been going to school and I'd kind of been away from the family for a while. I even like semi lived with another girl from school because I just didn't want to be home. Anyways, reconnected with him. It was a little intense, I'll admit. And that happened at the same time that their relationship was falling apart, crumbling completely. And so my take on it is she saw me get close to him, and instead of owning up to the fact that her relationship with him had failed for whatever reason, she blamed it on me and started treating me like the other woman, which was a lot to take. And there's been animosity between us ever since then. And I do understand how someone could take that attitude, but that's the most basic timeline I can give you. And ever since then, she used to be angry at me for it, and now she's taken this tack of you have been brainwashed by your father. You are just a puppet of him, and she won't talk to me because she says whenever every time I talk to her, she says you are just a puppet for your father, even if he's not there, and kind of dehumanizing. So it's hard for me to yeah, you can understand. That's a little bit of a complex situation. That's hard to recover from, in my opinion.
Sounds very possible that the two could be trying to use you in between, and that's unfortunate. They may not even realize that's what they're doing, but um,
I disagree with that
fair
because
enough.
they don't they don't talk. She has a restraining order against him, and his attitude towards her was, I don't want to be with you anymore. Between
Mhm.
us, I think you have issues with your parents that you have to resolve, and I had issues that I resolved. That's his attitude. I don't feel like I'm caught in the middle. I just feel like I have issues with her personally, but I'm open to whatever.
Okay. All right. See, and that sounds healthy. You sound like you're doing pretty well. Okay. Mom and dad, they still have their issues to work through. Sounds like unforgiveness has been demonstrated around you, in front of you. But you seem, how are you on your own assessment of your level of forgiveness? You seem pretty strong and open.
It's tough. You mean forgiveness
Okay.
towards her specifically?
Anything. And, I just realized this. I want to offer you something different, okay?
Okay.
You're used to doing all of this in the public, in the spotlight. Content is great. I get it. Sometimes that's not the right space for it, though, too.
That can be
And
true.
I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with whatever works for you. Okay. Um,
Okay. I actually would prefer to start it in public because I'm just used to that.
Beautiful.
I like to
Yeah.
see if the chat how it's reacting to what I'm saying cuz I like to have the outside feedback. That's what I'm comfortable with for now, but I
You,
understand, a lot of people have said you should do private therapy, whether that's with you or anybody, but
you've
I'm
developed a
just used to
gift.
it at this point.
I've noticed. I don't know what you see and what you're able to do, but from what I see, man, I can learn a lot from you already, especially this online realm, man. Um, but hey, when it comes to people,
Mm.
I've learned a number of lessons about people. Okay, and mom and dad, they'll figure it out. They'll work their stuff out uh, with you. What I meant, you're kind of being in between, is they're seeing each other in you, and that's kind of saddening for me because I get it. I've made that mistake. You're not able to have that as, and maybe I'm misrepresenting it, because it seems you and your dad are pretty close, pretty communicate. You communicate with each other a lot.
We do. I mean, there's some tension there just because, obviously you've seen it.
Yeah.
Um I just I find that I project my issues with her onto him a lot.
All right.
Like if he's she used to do this thing with me where she would say like you're just a piece you're full of shit. You're full of shit. Like her whole thing about me was that you are a manipulator to the core. You don't actually care about anything. And so sometimes my dad will call me a liar or say I'm full of shit. He does not mean it that way, but I tend to project her saying that onto him. And I tend to also say that he has to help me figure out my issues with her. When really looking at it, soberly, since he's so interconnected in my mind with the family, it's probably better to reach out to other people. So that creates a lot of tension.
I agree.
He's told me a lot of times, like maybe this is just an issue you should deal with her or other people. Have them help you. I don't think I'm really a good source for help in this area. So, and I've refused that. You know what I mean? Because I've just been like, well, you're my dad. You know how everything works. You
Yeah.
get it, and
You two are great. You all are great. Here's another thought that comes to mind, though. It's a theory, something I've heard from others, and something I truly believe from my own experience. What you're doing, you're helping to heal them. You're helping to heal your mom and dad, and they're working through the stuff from their parents. And it's actually why we're here. We're here to,
mm,
here to break the patterns, right? And to bring the healing.
Yes. That's what I want to do. See, that's the difference between me and my dad. At this stage, he doesn't really care about. He wants to reconnect with my siblings, but not really her. He doesn't really care. I do. I want the healing for me and her currently. I don't know if maybe at some point I won't, but I can't drop it, sort of. Like, even if she was just to text me back, that would mean a lot. It's been, I don't know, 1.5, 1.5, 2 years of texting her with no response. And I'll
That's
admit, it's all over the place. It's like, I'll be angry, I'll be nice, I've offered her money. It's all over the place. But I mean, you can imagine 2 years being stonewalled. It's, you do all sorts of things to. I do all sorts of things to get her attention.
it's a test. I mean, it's an emotional test, one that not everyone has to deal with. I mean, that is, I mean, that's unique. It really is to have that relationship with the mother, father. They've got their own things, but to be pushed away or to stonewall like that, it's a
And people
sign
say
of,
like, well, she just doesn't want to talk to you. Get over it. Move on. You're obsessed with her. And I get that, but it's also kind of like, well, this is a pretty important person in someone's life. I get that, like, eventually I'd have to move on, but just can't seem to get there. Anyways, the whole show doesn't have to be about me. I just kind of wanted to
no.
introduce that as like something I'm
Thank you.
struggling with. Yeah.
And please know, yeah, on or offline, I'm certainly here for your support.
Thank you, Jack.
And
I appreciate it.
and I've got questions and ideas uh, related to mom already too. But
I let me just say this. I want to talk to you and not so much my dad about it. I'm hoping that
yeah,
she could maybe see that I'm not just a puppet of him and I have my own thoughts about the situation, because I really, actually, at this point, I don't really want him involved. Whether it ends up being bad or good, I think that would help her to see me as not a puppet of him, and it would help me to deal with her without like hiding behind him. So maybe we're both right in that area. I can give her some. And let me just say, another factor in this is that she does watch all of my content. Like, my siblings live with her and they've told me she's probably watching the stream right now. So there is a way I can communicate with her, but it's just not through text. It's just whatever I do on stream. So,
it's not yet ideal, but I'm telling you, I've got crazy, right? I've got
mhm.
crazy ideas about the bigger picture. All of us, we're in this journey alone and together, right? Mom and dad, they're there to play a role, but the main character, it is you now, right?
Mhm.
And the strings, you've got a lot of strings that I can see kind of with the family dynamics, and I could see it pulling you, stretching you in different ways. Not really the most comfortable,
Mm.
but it's good news for you. Okay. Because what I think my gift is reminding people or pointing out what's obvious. That separation and that distance, it's for your personal development. So you discover your strengths and you are ready there. I heard conversations with that between you and your dad yesterday, right?
Mhm.
Ben says he's ready to get a book and go sitting under a tree, but I don't know if he's really ready about that. But that's what he said. We're gonna help him. We're gonna help him find that too. That's what I think is
I
probably.
believe him. I believe you. You would not believe. I mean, the whatever the shit I put him through. But I do say I will admit, like, is I don't know if there's ever been a daughter who's been so annoying and obsessive and clingy. But I kind of like that about myself. But I also can recognize that it's it's time to deal with these other relationships one-on-one, not hiding behind him. I do think that's more healthy.
I think it's time for you to shine, honestly, completely. And I don't know, it's all coming through. Andy, thank you for the contributions, the encouragement. We do go through phases like this. People do come around. That's the reminder I've received as well. And that's what I know for sure. These separations are tough. And in the absence of a life lesson, truly, in the absence of answers, that's when we drive ourselves crazy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Lalo's jealous. Oh my god.
I know.
Lalo,
I know.
I couldn't have an honest conversation with you about this kind of stuff because you just go, "Oh, boring. You got mogged by Courtney next." Like, you know what I mean? Maybe try to learn something, Lalo. We all have things to learn.
He's young.
We need a Lalo
He's
trial.
young,
He needs
and
to air his obsession with Grace. All the Simps need trials. Yes. Well, we are 30 minutes in, and I'm happy to move on if you want to put the link out. Maybe we have another Boyd court to have. But I don't want you to feel like I don't want to hear your advice. I just, I thought we could start with a segment of whatever's on my chest
I
because I just
love
love
it.
talking about myself.
I love it, and I thank you for it. And I did. I'm going to go ahead and drop it. For those who ready and wish to join, we didn't establish anything really directly or solid as far as what the purpose is, but we're going to keep this moving. That's for sure.
We'll see what happens.
And
I wanted to tell you, one of my
Please.
favorite quotes, I think you might really like this one, from Padre Pio is, "Pray, hope, and don't worry."
Pray, hope, and don't worry. Those are, yes. It
See, what
sounds
I do is
illogical.
I hope, I don't pray, and I worry. But I do have hope, but I don't pray, and I do worry. So I've got 1 out of 3 right. I'm 33% of the way there.
That not worrying. It seems so illogical, and it takes so much practice to break it. But I'm telling you, not worrying, fear not. It was written over and over. Hey, we've got our first guest joining.
I told myself,
Dad.
hey, thanks for washing this jacket. I love this. Jack, do you know this is an actual Olympic from the German team? It's an Olympic jacket, and the guy must have been huge because it fits me great.
That is amazing.
He's a little
dude.
German. It's not like it's not like from the Third Reich, but it's like from the 70s maybe. But I love the color on it. Anyways, Jack, I have to, and I'm not doing this to like embarrass Grace, but she tends to soft pedal because she doesn't want to. But I mean, we're on the internet. This stuff is already out there. But I have to tell you, like, the story is a little bit. I understand how you say, like, okay, a divorce is between parents. Kids shouldn't be dragged into it. I understand that happens a lot. But there are other dynamics possible. And so let me give you, and Grace can absolutely correct me if I have this wrong. My relationship with her mother was essentially dead. Okay. So we were living together, but like it was kind of over. I became friends with Grace, had nothing to do with that.
I agree.
And I just got to know her. You would pick her up from school, that kind of stuff. Kind of encourage her to do things she was doing. Outside of the house, we'd go out to have lunch or whatever. I'd go play tennis with her, that kind of stuff. Okay. I believe what happened is, okay. So, Jack, you've been married, right? Or okay, there's such a thing as a marital bed. Okay. So Grace, when she was 16, this is not a big deal. I'm not going to embarrass her, but like she comes marching into our bedroom.
True.
At age 16, okay, she hit puberty at 12. She's 16 years old and just sort of plops herself in between us to watch TV with us, which, okay, but
Yeah, no, I
she
did.
kind of stayed until, so, but what was she, that's provocative. Okay. Like, you're 16 years old, you're a young woman. Why are you lying down next to your dad? Right? Like, it's ambiguous, but like for hours on end, you're going to lie down next to your dad.
Well, that's kind of sweet. Cuddle with the kid while you
Okay.
can.
Okay, that's what, and I actually said, I think Grace, there's something going on with Grace, because she was wearing clothes around me that I thought, and I said this to her mother. I said, I don't know, there's something weird going on here. And then I said to her, like, she's in bed with us, like, okay, we're watching TV, and then she went back to her room. Okay, but like I said, do you think it's a little odd? And she said, no, she just sees you as a big teddy bear. Right, which is what you're saying. She sees you as a big teddy bear. I was like, well, but I mean, I'm a man. She's 16 years old. Her mother and I have no relationship. I mean, I was like, okay. So she's saying, I'm not dealing with it. Okay. At a certain point, it became like, I'll stay the night with you guys. Okay. And now, I will grant, from her mother's point of view, she didn't know how to deal with it. Right. Okay. So her own relationship with me is falling apart. And I would say, like, I have no problem with any of that stuff. Like, I think Grace and I, if she wants to work with me, like, I think she's very talented, like you. It's like,
how about please?
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm wondering, maybe this isn't the best time. Let's swing back on this another time. Is that all right?
But can I just make my point? I won't make any more. I won't
Please.
do any more. Okay.
Please.
My point is, there are times when a husband and wife have problems and they're drag a kid in. There are other times when a mother and a daughter can have problems and the dad is kind of dragged in, or a father and a son and a mother gets dragged in. And I think this is one of the number 2 problems. But
oh, well, I see what you're saying. No, Jack, it's important for the story. I want to get the story accurate so you can understand it.
I want you guys to both win. I really think that my thing is, like, I think even right now, I think everyone could win.
I think what my dad is saying is
they are not okay with that.
Yeah, there's been a lot of anger between me and my mom. I'm maybe I portrayed myself like too much like just a victim of her. Like, I was aggressive towards my dad, and that's why I say I understand that she saw me as sort of whatever, taking her man. I do understand where she was coming from with that.
It was pretty bold. It's pretty bold to be in the marital bed and kind of saying, like, I'm not leaving. And then when her mother would fall asleep, she would, it's kind of like, well, mom's not responding. And I would say, hey, Courtney, what's up? And there's like a non-response. So it became this kind of cycle. But anyways.
And in a way, I was being aggressive towards my dad to get her to say, to pay attention to me. And then when she got angry at me,
I just wanted to clarify that. You guys can do whatever.
No, I appreciate it, Dad. I appreciate it. I think it's important to say when, because I did get angry at her too. I want to be honest about that. I got very angry because she was like, "You're taking away my man," and I was like, "Well, what the fuck? Like, I've had issues with you this whole time that we haven't been dealing with. I hate you." And even leaned into it to a certain extent, like, yeah, Dad likes me better than you. And, and I would sort of rub it in her face. So I do get what he's saying there. It is more complicated. I may have portrayed myself a little bit too softly. That's fair.
It's all right. I get it. There's always a lot of details and a lot of layers to everything. And I appreciate both sides. Sincerely, thank you for opening this up. Let's recognize a couple of these.
DeFreak, thank you for the super chat.
There's been, Ben's been particularly overbearing with Grace lately from DeFreak. Thank you, my friend. And I thought I saw another one too. The opinions were coming in. Track Steve with 10 pounds, I think. Thank you.
10
Ben,
euro.
Euro. That's what those are. Thank you. Sexualizing your daughter. The fact that crosses your mind is a you problem. Grace also stated she wanted to discuss without you, yet here you are. And that's on me. I mean, I'm bringing
I don't
us.
have a I appreciate him coming in to clarify that, because
do
I
too.
would say he's right to say that he became sort of a figure that my mom and I were fighting over. That is
Gotcha.
true. It might seem crazy, but he was
No,
sort of
that's
like, I was like, I'm gonna have him. She was like, not really, I'm gonna have him, but like, fuck you for taking him away from me. And
yeah.
of course, there are a lot of psychosexual elements there. I mean, especially considering her views towards sex, which are very oddly repressive for someone who was quite sexually liberal in her past and grew up in like a normal middle class household. Like, she had a very negative view of sex. And so, of course, it all gets complicated.
Life can be very complicated. You're learning that. We're seeing it, right? There's no denying
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We do have another guest in the back. I want to bring up, unless you want to continue with something.
No, go ahead.
Okay. He did already brought over a raid. Welcome, Landry.
Landry, welcome to the show.
I want to be the first to say it was a 2-person raid. I think by the time it was wrapping up, so
Nice.
I was going
Thank you
for
very
one.
much.
I was seeing if I could just do possibly the one time there's ever in history a 1-person raid.
And it was just you?
Yeah, it would just be me. I guess you're right. Yeah.
Epic.
And so did you feel like because I know the topics, right, staying more structured, more focused. It's the new way, right? The new wave of the show.
We are
back
trying
memories.
it. It's about me, because I tend to make everything about me, but we're open to other topics, or if you have a thought about what I shared.
Yes.
I can dabble. I wanted to ask you if you think that you blur the lines between public and private, because a lot of people, they make those sort of assertions about, and I heard Jack right away say, maybe we can talk about this in the private. And I'll say Jack is great privately. I love my private chats with Jack.
Oh,
They're
I
very
have no
good.
doubt. It's very generous for him to offer to like have a private conversation with me. Do I blur the line between public and private? I mean, yeah, in one way. Most people don't talk about this stuff publicly, but in another way, like, I'm perfectly aware that I'm on camera and talking to people, and it could be clipped or whatever and shown. I mean, me and my mom and my brother all went public, individually, like, we made our choices. She has since then taken down her YouTube channel, etc., but it was none of us were forced, I guess is what I would say. It was, if you know the lore, it's like me and my mom started by having a topic show, sort of like this one, and then it sort of derailed because we had personal problems, and she would drink on stream, and I felt embarrassed, and she felt like I was putting her down on stream, and, laughing at her or whatever. I thought I was better than her, and so we would try to have struggle sessions about that, and then, so, but all of that was, like, that was free on her part. Like, if she wants to say, like, I forced her or my dad forced her, like, no, that's not true.
So do you think it changes the way that you guys would interact? It sounds like it does. Like, it's not the same as it would be if you were just IRL.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, the internet has fundamentally changed our family. I mean, I'm not sure if you are aware of this, but this is, like, verified fact. Like, this is not me talking shit. Very early on our channel, once it started getting into family drama, there was a group, I think actually even before that, there was a group of trolls who had a Discord server called Chinatown. And we talked with them a lot on Discord. And I don't know how to describe it, but it's just a group of, like, largely British people who go around trolling smaller YouTube creators. They did some crazy shit. Like, they found this mentally handicapped man, and they took him into their Discord server, and then they had him eat his own poop on camera in their VC and stuff. Like, nasty stuff. We didn't know about that at the start, obviously. So they'd troll us, but we talked to them a lot. Because we would have all sorts of, like, struggle sessions in VCs. It was an era. But they actually befriended my mother. Well, at first they identified her as someone to troll particularly hard, and they got her to drink on camera, on stream. She would do her own streams on her channel. They got her to steal my brother's, he had knee surgery, and he had opioids, and they told her to steal one of his pills and take it on stream for their entertainment. And then one of them called me on Discord and was like, "Your mom's on like high on opiates right now. I felt kind of bad. Like, you should know that." I was like, "What the fuck?" And so then eventually they started calling the cops on my dad and saying he was an abuser and stuff. And she left the house, so they were just calling the cops on my dad, who was left with all the kids. So the cops would show up, all the kids would have to wake up at like 3 a.m. And she was super close with them, so we asked her to stop, like tell them to stop, because whatever she was working out, like we didn't want people calling the cops and like, you know, semi-swatting us with the kids there. But she didn't, and then eventually, you know, they've continued sort of puppeting her privately since then, and she's really the only people they trust, this group of 3 or 4 people from a Discord server. I mean, you can ask them and they just say, yeah, Courtney's our private content. They'll say that. So that is genuinely what happened.
I'm very fascinated by, like, I'm like contrast. I'm like looking at the chat, looking at Jack, looking at you. I'm like, wow, I can't tell you if under my head, I would have no idea what the story actually was here. There's a lot of people saying a lot of things.
Basically, she left our family. She gave up on working things out with our family in exchange to be friends with a group of trolls who see her as their own private lolcow. I'm sure they're nice to her sometimes, but essentially they're like, you know, psychotic troll people, whatever. So, I think your question was like, has that changed your relationships? Like, the answer is yes.
And so you act differently, obviously, in a stream setting. Like, if we were all in person right now, maybe the same thing would happen. We'd all act different. So I guess it's normal, but I don't know. I can't really imagine anyone. It's kind of like you don't want your family to see you naked. You know, I hope not to run into my family on the internet streets. You know what I mean? So to embrace that is a very odd choice.
Yeah, no, I honestly would probably have a much healthier relationship with my mom if she was just on stream shit talking me and going on panels or whatever. I wouldn't mind that. It's the cutoff of communication that I find really tough to deal with.
I know what you mean, dude. I've been cut off recently by my family member. His name is Moose, and we're actually related. But yeah, it's been rough.
Yeah, it's tough because you just feel like an asshole. The more you try to contact them, the more you feel like you're the asshole and they're the strong one. But you also can't help feeling like, well, I didn't get closure there, so I deserve to interact with you. Anyways, from my point of view.
There's a lot of room for improvement in communication. It really is the key. It's the key for it all. Here, I see there's another one.
Hey, thank you for the 5.
From Hank, thank you and blessings to you. Some anti-air for this helicopter parent. My girls never meet my parents. Okay, Hank. Whoops.
Interesting.
This one. Our poll, thank you sincerely. A little something to relax the eyebrows for sure. Our poll.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yes, these families and the dynamics. I'm telling you, communication has been something I've been studying. The importance of our communication. It can't be understated. Seriously. Every one of our disagreements or our reunions, it's based upon communication.
Killer Tony in the chat is insisting that I tell you the story. I don't care. He said, Grace, what did he say? Tell them about the bro licking. Yes, when I was 6 years old, maybe, I would lock my younger brother, John, into our playroom. I wrote on a piece of paper and put it on the front door. Do not enter. This is when my dad was at work and my mom was home. For some reason, she just let me do that. And I locked the playroom door and I would make him take his shirt off and I would pin him down and I would lick his torso from the bottom to the top and sometimes his arms. And I don't know why I did it. And sometimes I tried to get him to do it to me, but he didn't really want to. But it wasn't like he really hated the licking either. He would just sort of let me do that. And it would be like 20 minutes, and then I would take the piece of paper off the door and unlock it. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Jack, can you provide commentary, please? on that particular notion?
Stupid. I mean, yeah, I was sort of a dom, I guess, but
Um, it does sound like some dumb kid stuff for sure. But
kids are weird. Kids can be sexually weird, yeah.
well,
It's not like there was any
it's
genital contact at all. It's just
no.
I did kind of
However,
get off on it though. I don't know.
that's kind of the concern is that the society has normalized things that we really don't need to normalize.
Has
We
society
could
normalized that?
no,
I've never heard
not
anybody say they
necessarily,
did that with their
but
siblings. I don't think it's normalized quite yet.
no, but in a small, in that small circle, it wasn't wrong, But this is the
Oh
diversity
no,
of
when my mom did eventually, she knocked on the door and she made me like it was like maybe by the 6th time or something, as I remember it. I don't know. And she was like, "What's going on in here?" or something, and I just made him put his shirt back on. I was like, "Nothing," and then we never did it again. So I don't know.
interesting. Very, very interesting.
But yeah, so there you go, Tony.
Lots of stories. This is what life really is, though, is we're here living out our stories, the stories of our life. Not all the stories are real, though. Right?
I don't know what
Any
that means.
excuses? Well, the excuses between keeping you and your mother apart. There's misunderstandings, there's confusion, there's ideas, whatever it is, it's in the mind and heart, right? And those aren't always real.
True.
It's what I've been facing firsthand with a lot of people in my life. They've got these stories in their heads that they're not real, but until they're willing to have a conversation, I'm kind of in that spot where you were talking about, Grace. You just got to accept it, You just got to roll with it for a time and love who you are. And I think that's what you're doing, my friend. We do have a couple other guests in the back. What are you thinking, my friend? We've got King
Well, I know.
Stephen.
Oh yeah, who do we have?
Got King Stephen, Duck. And it looks like that Zill Zone showed up again.
Hmm.
I'm not
No,
a fan of him.
I say let's have them all up and see where it takes us.
All right. Let's start with Duck. Welcome to you.
Hi, Duck.
Good to see you.
Hey, Grace.
again.
Good to see you. What's up, Jack?
Welcome to the
Blessings.
show. Now,
feel like I'm on-
last show we had a conflict between Snafu and Bad
Bam.
Apple, and Bad
Yeah.
Apple continued the show on his stream. Not sure, but we did
Yeah.
send some people. Jack sent some people over, and I also heard that Landry has a beef with Dusty. Not sure, but we are here to help
And
people
Moose.
come to and Moose. We are
Mhm.
here to promote peace and resolution and hear both sides of the story when you can't find a neutral moderator. So if anybody has any beefs, they're more than welcome to tell us.
I
about
got beef
them.
with Duck.
Okay.
Well, he's a Talcott fan just because he was on Don Lemon. Is that what that's trying to proclaim?
Well,
right there?
I'm a Talcott fan as Jack was on Don Lemon. It's not like a because he was on Don Lemon, but if you think of Jack as being on Don Lemon, so just to have that balanced debate sort of side of things, I think that's most important. But
You can't just like him for him.
well, I do like Jack for him too. Like, I think he solves fights instead of starting them. He's emotionally balanced. He's well respected.
Thank you.
Yeah, like so it's one of those things.
I think Duck could be part of our judge panel. Very even-minded.
He is.
Sort of a content killer in and of himself, no offense, but as a moderator, you bring a sort of bright-eyed, bushy-tailed energy that I think we could use to help resolve some of the issues people bring to us.
I've spotted
Love that.
tons of issues and the whole like panel verse bottom of YouTube type thing.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, it's like there's no roadmap for this stuff. There is not one right way to have a conversation, to solve a problem, to get some new blood in. There's no way to like I would say, if you're always going 60 miles an hour, I want to speak truth into that, Grace.
Yeah, I understand that. Now, where do you come from? What's your backstory? Because so many people on Boyd they show up and we don't know anything about them and they're just here to share their opinion. But like, who are you? You got kids? You're married? You went to college? What's your story?
Yeah, I went to college. I'm a political scientist, political science guy who got lost. I was always kind of the nerdy, smart guy without a lot of like people would say common sense or like real world context. And then I did the career thing for a while. I talked about this with Breakfast Tacos. I think your dad knows Breakfast Tacos.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, so I was on Mega Bloodbath. We talked about this stuff a little bit yesterday. There's a lot of guilt and a lot of like regret. I think anyone who has had success, it's like, yeah, enjoy it, right? Don't tell someone to take stuff away from them or something. But it's also like, geez, I just wish I could have been giving back or, I
So you were hoping to be a politician or something like that?
Talks like one.
Yeah. So I could have after high school, I wanted to be a Supreme Court justice. Because I have a very rational, logical brain. It ends up staying.
Did you go to law school?
I didn't go to law school. I took a master's level common law class. I was gonna do a what's it called? I was gonna do a bachelor master's program when I was an undergrad, where they give you both degrees in 5 years. And then that ended up just not being best.
Supreme Court justice, perfect for the show. What about you, Landry? What's your backstory? Why are you here?
Is that him?
It's a funny question, actually.
This one, yeah.
Got it.
I met this guy, and I was like, "Hey, man, how come you get like so much like live engagement? I don't get it." Because I was kind of like, I don't see the whole Jack thing. I just popped in on a panel, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to be my co-host? Do you want to help me clean out the filth?" And I was like, "Sure." So I had a little arc, and that's where it began.
What about your story though?
What, my life story?
Well, did you go to college? You got a wife? You got
Nope.
kids?
Dropped out of high school, 11th grade.
Okay.
Got my GED.
What are you doing in life? I mean, was this a side project for you? What is this?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was like I was trying to make it work, and be like a successful content creator. But then I pivoted to doing things for old people, right? This is what I do. Whether it be you don't know how to get your TV to turn on, or you need some random tech work. It's bizarre, but it actually has been very successful. And so we were starting I don't want to say media production because it's like really boring stuff. It's like
it does seem boring. Yeah.
You have a box company. I come to make your box company look cool. You know what I mean? So it would never be on my stream or on my channel, but it would be for others.
Well, that's good. All right, so you got a way to make money. All right, so nobody here is on welfare. That's good to know. Duck, by the way, I kind of want to go to law school, so maybe you could help me with that.
Oh,
but
yeah. Get some flashcards, dude. When you can just bang things out quickly, that's like the best advice someone can offer.
Yeah, I already know a couple legal phrases. Pro se.
Yeah, pro se. Yeah. Yes,
Nolo contendere.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's Espanol. That's the love language, or is that Latin?
I think it's Latin. Nolo contendere is one of those two. But
I have
yeah.
no clue, dude.
Do we have anybody else backstage?
Well, can I ask Duck if he's gay?
We do.
Is that okay? Just for the chat's information they wanted to know.
We do.
Yeah, I describe myself in the panel verse. I describe myself as a what's it called? As a queer heterosexual. So like I love
okay.
And I love I love even outside of just like the one guy I know. I love the history. I love the culture. I love Ben Thorpe.
The culture of what? Of being gay?
Yeah.
Queer culture.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Wait, can I say something to Landry? This has nothing, Jack. I just want to say, because you've made this a forum for like new ideas. Okay. I've always been fascinated with the fact that there's so many old people in this country, and Like they watch TV and they may know about YouTube from their grandkids. But can you imagine if you harnessed the wisdom of all these people who are just sitting around, they're on retirement, getting a check or whatever, and drew them in? And it's a technical issue, right? But like to help young people who are like having troubles with relationships, or married people who are having problems, or just people who are, you know, arguing with each other. And I think old people are natural for that. Like as like advisors, you know what I mean? And they're just sitting around. I've seen them.
They're so bored.
Yeah, they're bored out of their minds. They're just watching TV because that's all they think they can do is waiting to die, right? Yeah. The nursing home, they call the living center, but it's the dying center, right? And I'm saying the wisdom of these people is a resource that is immense. Granted, a lot of them are losers, just like everyone else, but like they have a lot of wisdom, and that generation also is much stronger than like the subsequent generations. So I think it could be $1 billion business because they don't know computers well enough to go on a live stream, right?
No.
And they'll be initially freaked out by it. But if you could be the on-ramp for them, you know what I mean? And once they get on, it's really relatively easy once you know how to click on a StreamYard link and you're in. And you've got a computer that, you know, like I'm sitting here talking on an Apple computer from like 2005. It costs like $100. You know what I mean? You don't need the latest high-tech equipment. And don't you think that could be a killer?
I think that's genius, but I also think the one key rule is that you make sure they never see the live chat ever. Otherwise, it breaks the whole thing. Because if they see the live chat, there are a lot of them are very wholesome people. So when they see that, it might make them feel really just uncomfortable with it.
Oh, please. Old people are wholesome?
These people went through like World War II. They've seen shit, you know?
Yeah,
but I get that you'd have to train them on that. Like, okay, like people, you know what I mean? They know young people swear and, you know what I mean? They went through.
I don't know. Internet culture
is
really degenerate, like in a way that they are very removed from. Like they don't get even close to it.
I can see what you're saying.
I agree, but you can, whatever, then you can maybe just, most of them probably couldn't even see the live chat, right? They're just like,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So
it goes too fast.
But if they're like making money and people are listening to that, can you imagine how like excited they'd be? Like I can, because a lot of these people, we used to live near a nursing home, and all these people sit around all day because they're alienated in some way from their families or whatever, right? And like I know how it is. A lot of times, like grandpa, like I just hope he dies, you know, like we can't, you know what I mean, for whatever reason. But they themselves were really interested in our family, and they're like, "Oh, it's so cute. You have little kids and stuff." You know what I mean? And they got to know us all and stuff like that. I tried to have Grace and her brothers run like a cigarette scam with them, where we'd roll cigarettes and sell them to her for $1 each, but it never worked. But anyways, they have time and they have wisdom, but they aren't online.
So how do you, because I have a perfect candidate for the initial on-ramping participant, right? What's the strategy? What's like, how do I make it happen?
I think a good initial strategy is like matchmaking, because old people love that, right? So you do like a dating stream and you go, what do you think about her and him getting together, right? Like these shows are huge and old people watch these shows like TLC.
You're just going to have like a million fundamental mismatches in that, right? Like it's just going to be how it is. Like where if you don't
mismatch,
you don't have it. Yeah, you have to have a dating profile. If you don't have like maybe someone is really serious about diet and exercise, and someone else comes in and they're like, yeah, you know, I just want to snuggle and watch movies with you or something. They say that. And then it's like, well, this isn't, you know, like, why would you even go out in the first place? So why would I have this like 3-minute, you know, speed date with these people?
Oh, you're saying it's hard to get speed dates rolling?
Just speed dates. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, look how many people are that. I agree. There's a double problem here because there's the problem of getting these old people online and interested. Then there's the other problem of getting a stream like that rolling. But look how many people are on Tinder, right?
What are you talking about, please?
I got lost a little bit too with the speed dating part. But like,
old people
like the
love
idea.
to.
But why are we talking
You gotta find a way to get
old
them in.
people?
I wasn't washing bodies. I'm sorry.
Because Landry said he helps old people with computers
my thing was
or
like,
whatever.
I do. I'm around a lot of old people.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Old people are free
Thank you.
content that's nobody's using. They got tons of stories.
It's
They're bored. Out
value
of
for
their minds.
value too, because they do tremendously appreciate the time and attention that you give them.
I think the extent
Yeah,
to which
they're
there's old
bored,
people
yeah.
online, it's like ranting about Donald Trump one way or the other, usually. You know what I mean?
Boring.
Almost
Nobody
all
wants that.
guys.
Yeah.
The women don't have much to do, and women are interested in relationships. You know, they were young once, and they could see themselves in a young woman.
So I guess the best way would be to bring them on and get their story. I think that's a very friendly way just to introduce them to the online dynamic of, right, you're live. People can comment about you and comment from 50 years ago.
Yeah, if you wanted to do it, you maybe create a very banal, like, light channel, you know what I mean? Just for them to on-ramp, and then they'll get in as far as deeper, as heavy as they want to get. But anyways, it's just, I'm just saying.
And on
someone
behalf
could
of
do that.
Jack's eyebrows, I do want to.
Uh-oh. Did
Thank
he
you,
leave,
man.
or did you
Did
put him
somebody
down?
do that? I didn't
Oh,
see
okay.
who did
That's
that.
all I wanted to say.
He left. Thank you, Ben.
So I don't know if this is too heavy. I was hearing, old family talk, and I was hoping to have one of those kinds of conversations. I didn't know if that was appropriate, but
Hello.
About your
Hello.
family?
just
Yeah.
about life and stuff, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that I don't talk about
Sorry.
my family.
We're
on
trying to
the
find a
air.
direction for the stream. We're going all sorts of different places.
Hi, Jack. Hi,
Jack,
Jack. Hi.
Jack, lead us where you want to take us, please.
Well, I'm curious. I'm curious to see where Duck was going, but also Stephen has been waiting pretty patiently.
Yes,
should we see what's going on there? How you doing?
Jack. I showed up. I'm still feeling under the weather. I have the Chinese flu, but I just
Okay.
wanted to come on here and bring some positivity and say that I really think you're doing well with Grace as your co-host, and I think that that's a good fit, and you're doing well. You're both doing well, and I
Mhm.
tuned in, and I think that Landry would be a good liaison for old people to get on the internet.
Okay.
And I
Great.
appreciate the show that you're doing, Jack.
All right.
I
Thank
like
you.
the new platform. And I'm stepping down. I'm no longer going to pursue being co-host. I think Grace Thorpe is a better fit than I am. So
Most
here
are.
I'm here to admit that, Jack, and
All
say
right.
that humbly, I'm here to be positive, man. So
Fabulous.
yeah,
That's very
Thank
nice.
you.
you're welcome.
See, we got some healing right there.
Yes.
Steven, you were never going to be
Well,
co-host because
What was? Let me just try
Jack?
let me just try this real quick. Since we're trying stuff out, Steven, can you share your most painful moment trying to co-host with Jack, if there is one that exists?
Beautiful.
The most painful. I was trying to be the best co-host ever, and Jack said that I needed to suffer more. He said you could do with more suffering. That was
I
very
agree with
painful.
Jack.
That really stung me. Grace, I'm being friendly to you. I'm not sure why you're being mean to me.
I agree that you need more suffering. That's not me being
Wha-
mean. I'm saying that out of
Why
love.
do I need more suffering?
Well,
It'll
have
make you a
heard-
better
have-
man.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're very
I-
smug.
you don't
Yeah.
know how much I've suffered in this life.
That's true.
But
I know.
I do have a question for Grace. Did you email me, or was it an imposter?
I did not email you.
Okay, so somebody emailed saying using an email address of Grace Thorpe at
All right.
Proton.
Great.
Yeah, I don't
No,
have a
Jack, I'm
Proton. I
clearing
do not
something
have a
up here.
Proton email address.
All right.
Jack asked me about that too. Only Gmail.
Okay, cool. Thank you for responding.
Yeah, no problem.
Interesting.
So, Duck, you said you are a queer heterosexual?
Yeah. What's up?
So, what does that mean? Because I see you as sort of a heterosexual presenting queer. And I'm not saying that to insult you. I'm just saying genuinely you have a sort of soft affect that
Yeah.
I think is interesting. But I thought it was the other way around.
Just
So
my
please.
personality, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Grace. So one way of thinking about this is there are elevators and doors. There's ways up and ways down. And so just in terms of like traditional sex culture and gender roles,
Mhm.
my main preference or thing like that. It's like, well, we should, people should be friends before copulating. And then at that point, I don't think there's values that go beyond just like, I can state that I think you shouldn't copulate with someone who's not a close friend. And then I don't go beyond that. And so irrespective of someone's bisexual or heterosexual identity, Grace, that's how I answer that.
So you're queer.
Oh, Jack, what do you think? I completely agree. I don't understand why anybody hooks up, especially women. It's not like they generally experience any pleasure. It's like I only really understand romance in terms of being friends first and then catching feelings for each
Grace, you
other. That
don't
makes
get
the most sense
pleasure
in
from
my.
hookups.
Sorry?
You don't get pleasure from hookups. You're saying as a
No,
woman?
almost no women do.
Almost no women. Okay.
It's extremely rare to experience an orgasm outside of a committed relationship for a woman. That's just
Jack,
true.
what about the hoes you had for hookups? Oh, you muted me. Okay.
I did.
Well, what do you think about that, Jack? People should be friends before anything romantic.
I agree.
Wait, can I say one more thing? Can I say one more thing about this too? Is my mic on?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would just say, I just say, too, like people always like on the internet, if you watch the like Manosphere and stuff like that, I would just, I would generally remind people that like it's so easy to get attached, to get into those like sort of committed situations and stuff like that. And so, I think it's just worth bringing that sort of point up is don't go forward. Don't go forward if you don't have that mindful component. And also if you haven't assessed how far that relationship's going to go, there's no need to have deep physical intimacy. There's no need to attach labels to it and things like that either.
Yeah. I know two people on the internet, actually. A lady that Jack had on his show yesterday and a guy named Dalmatian Dog. They met on the internet. They communicated a little bit. They met up in person and, by their own accounts, had sex every time they met up. And also filmed it. And now I would say that is a situation where two people are using sex to get to intimacy quicker than just giving it time to breathe and seeing if they're friends first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was watching Mooncakes the other day, and like it wasn't. She's not like one of those girls. I would never. I'd be like surprised if someone accused her of being like a skank or something. But she was talking about how these guys would text her and they would expect, like, if they sent her like a tip or something, they would expect something back or whatever. So it's just
a tip.
Yeah, like if like on PayPal or whatever, stuff like that.
You mean like people in chat, or you mean just like people she knew?
I don't know. I know
who you're talking about.
That goes into
she's
the not knowing category, but for me,
I'm not sure who you mean, but congratulations, Jack, on the new format, the amount of viewers you have. Sincerely, I think you're doing well.
Yes, Jack does appreciate it. Jack made this happen. It was his openness that made it happen, for sure.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. I noticed the amount of likes and viewers, and I just want to say I'm going to drop down because I'm under the weather, and I don't want to bother Jack. But I think you have the perfect panel here with Duck, Grace Thorpe, and Jack to give life advice on.
All right. Thank you for your time, Steven. I appreciate you.
Thank you, King Steven.
I hope you feel better soon, quickly. Yeah.
Get well soon. Get well soon, Steven.
We have a list of trials and tribulations in the back, it appears. The so-called guests.
Sounds juicy. I'm liking the topic. Queer heterosexuality, hookup culture. I feel like we could have a good conversation. I don't know if you're not into it.
See, not really me. I mean, I respect it, but
okay, no problem.
Yeah, not everyone in the back is a trial and tribulation. I just know everyone's got a reputation. We've got Imperious, Snafu Snaps. I believe it's Brown's Boy under a different name, and Zillzone has returned again.
Should we ask chat? Who does chat want to see?
I don't
Who does
trust
chat
the
want to
chat,
see?
to be
They don't
honest.
trust the chat. Who do you guys want to see? Put the names. We got say it again. Imperious, Snafu.
Yeah, Brown's Boy and Zill.
I
Seeing a
personally,
little-
whoever's calling themselves Veterans for Peace, I want to see them, but we don't have to.
I'm pretty sure that's a Brown's Boy. Am I wrong about that, Veterans for Peace? Yeah, I'm gonna just move forward with that. Because I'm pretty sure that was Brown's Boy.
Well, if you
I
don't want
saw
sexual topics,
Imperious
this guy is not the guy to bring on. But
Jesus,
go ahead.
this is pathetic. Yeah, Grace, do you really expect anyone to believe any of this nonsense? Like it's not pre-contrived with you and your father beforehand?
What are you doing, dude? Chill.
No, I'm being honest. Everything
It's okay.
that you said.
I can answer the question. It's
Yeah.
it's up to you, Jack. But I'm okay with it.
Well, I mean, I'm just wondering. It seems pre-contrived because you're sitting here and you go, oh, I want to be this, respected, my mom, and that. But I mean, there's videos of you selling your ass to Hormax or with your mom together.
That's not true, but okay.
Yes, there is. You were on the streams together.
Right. See, this is what I remember of Imperious is he loves to exaggerate and argue. Okay. I'm gonna trust.
I can answer his question. The answer is, of course, it's pre-contrived. I've had tons of conversations with my dad off stream, and that's always going to be a part of who I am. So, if you want to call that contrived, yes, we talk about things off stream and on stream, and it's all of a piece. But yeah, no. Do you want to say that's what's going on? Fine. Did I have a set plan for what I was going to say? No.
Yeah, I don't believe that either. Veterans for gaslighting. Do you have audio now here?
Yeah, I don't know what was wrong with your internet before.
Okay.
I think it was yours because nobody could hear you.
Yeah. Are you bringing anything?
No, it was you. That's you.
Are you bringing anything of value today?
I bring cheer, happiness, joy, anything that can be imagined.
I know.
What did you want to talk about?
How
do you
you
want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about how Jack has been lately. How's his I'm just curious how his personal life's been in the last week or two. Anything coming up, or is it just what do you got?
There's lots. I've mentioned it. I'm very excited by the signs that the universe is showing to me.
Can I?
I am. Sorry. Please.
I was just gonna ask it. I was gonna say, Jack, if you don't want to take that question because it seems kind of abrasive. I know we got Grace up here too, but I didn't mean to cut you off in the middle of what you were doing.
Doc, you go ahead and get your hand, sanitizer or whatever you need to do. If you need to drink it, if you need to just put it on your hands, whatever you need to do, just shut the fuck up, you little bitch.
Please. Pause. I'm gonna swap you out. I think, you asked how I'm doing. Did I answer your question? Do you have any other feedback with that?
If your handler Duck needs, maybe I could submit it in writing to Duck and he can okay the questions beforehand.
Just a panelist, dude. No big deal.
You're just an autist, dude.
That's okay.
I don't know what I did. I'm sorry, guys. That's my bad.
It's all right. He got distracted. Some of these people are very easily distracted. This is a new guest I've seen. Snafu, I see you. Stay patient. You know what? Actually, let me give some respect to Snafu because he was one of the plaintiffs in yesterday's participation.
Yes, he was.
Let's welcome back.
This is not going to work until you get Grace the keys because, dude, you guys missed perfect content optics, and I got to be real, and this is because Jack gets eyebrows furrowed. And by the way, Duck, you didn't mention that you go on flows and eat ketchup, peanut butter, and jelly sandwiches. Why aren't you grifting?
All right.
for fucking
It's okay.
Grace
It
and
tasted
Jack.
like something,
Like,
dude.
say
Don't
you'll
worry
eat a
about it.
massive ketchup taco with
Don't worry
ham
about
and
it.
potatoes for,
Snafu,
like,
snafu. I have some positive news to tell you. Yesterday the poll, most people agreed that neither of you were in the right, but if they did vote on you versus Apple, you did win the poll 25 to 10.
that's good. The optics speak for the other. But here, look.
Oh,
Grace,
and
I
also
gotta be
wait, can
honest
I
with
just
you.
get confirmation?
Well, no, I gotta
I
finish.
did
Let me
cash
land
app
my
you.
vote. Let me
I
land
did
my
cash
vote.
app you.
King Steven showed up because you're sitting in the spot of the old co-host, and you guys totally
what?
missed that. And because Jack is
No.
Nazi and doesn't want to bring people up, and Duck can't bring the content, no offense, we
No.
could have had a sit down of why Grace was the better fit for Steven's spot.
We
Now,
still can't.
Jack is Nazi and didn't want to have that conversation with Steven, and
Not
he showed
done.
up sick and everything, but you just
It's
put it off.
over.
See, Grace is new to the lore. She's new to the optics. You're going to have to
Please
give her
stop.
the keys, Jack, so she could bring
Yeah.
people in that you're
I'd love-
Nazi blocking. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying, Grace. If this is going to work, because it was really dull,
I
boring,
don't think Jack has
fucking stupid, and we could have fixed it, and Jack's life skills could have been brought to the plate right there. Plus
You worry
and
so
Jack.
much.
I'm telling you,
Snafu.
man.
I know you say a lot.
I know.
God bless
Eyebrows furrowed. Scrunch them down. Breathe
No.
like you taught me to do. No,
Snafu,
I'm
you're not wrong. That I could see that being
Oh, I
interesting
know I'm
with
not wrong,
Steven
Grace.
because he's quietly seething that I've replaced him as co-host, and it
This
is
is
funny.
big. This
And
is big.
he's big mad. So I could see that being funny. But
Well, I just think
again,
we should get to the
it's Jack's
discussion.
choice.
There's people in the audience who think Steven was a good fit for the co-host, as he self-proclaimed, and Jack at times claimed
Okay.
it. But I
All
love
right.
the Jack. Keep rolling those shoulders.
Okay.
I know.
I'm
Do
gonna.
you think if
Can you dump
if-
me out? Who's backstage? Just kick me
but
out.
real quick,
please.
Snafu, is Steven had maybe been like a little curious about Grace's story, maybe about some of what Ben had said? Do you think that?
No, I think he came in here and did exactly what he wanted. He wanted to bring optics to the co-host replacement of Grace Thorpe, and Jack's a Nazi backstager, and you Duck kind of missed the optics. You should.
Yeah.
I didn't miss any optics that time.
Well-
That time I was right, Jack. Sorry.
It's all right. Jack's the Nazi backstager, so we're going to take a break from Mr. Snafu, and we'll welcome back a newer ad. Welcome back, Zilzo.
What's
Hello,
up,
Zilzo. Welcome to the
everybody?
show.
Thanks. I thought I'd cam up this time.
You look
How's
great.
everybody doing? Are you all having a good day? Blessings to everyone. Grace and peace from the Lord Jesus above.
Okay. Yes.
Jack, we must find our peace. Okay,
I
let me get to it. Hold up. I have some questions. So
you're still seeking. Good.
Please.
I
have a comment for Grace. So, hi, Grace. Hope you're doing well.
Hello. Thank you.
I'm Zilzone. I am an internet person.
Really?
So, from what I've seen from your content, and I think you are getting away from, the things that are bad. And have you been standing on getting away from these things consistently?
Like what?
The really bad things that people think about you and your dad.
I guess so, a little bit, but I don't really care.
Okay. Let me move on. So what I recommend is I think it could benefit you, Grace, to hang around other people your age in real life more. Since I think that you're spending a lot of time with your own family throughout your life.
My God.
What do you think of joining a social group or something of people your age?
I think that sounds pretty lame.
Why?
Thank you.
It's social.
Zil,
Why is that lame?
I mean, I've done lots of IRL with people my age. Like I don't have a problem with doing that. I'm not really particularly interested.
So you do socialize with people your age?
Yeah. I've met up with, I don't know, maybe 10 people in the past year who are creators who are my age or a little bit older.
Okay, great. Okay.
Past 2 years.
I'm glad to hear that. All right. Your dad needs to change his optics desperately, okay?
Are you my age? Do you want to hang out?
No, man.
Is this a soft way to ask me out?
That's cute, but no. I'm flattered, but no.
What are you doing? Seriously,
Jack, I'm trying
Zil.
to help the conversations and
But-
what's going on here. I'm trying to
but what
bring
you're
the
doing
right
is-
vibes. What's wrong? I just
I know.
think she and her dad need to see other people.
I
That's
know.
it.
I know.
Okay,
But
next.
what-
Next.
Yeah. Next, you've got an
Next.
opinion and a statement for
I'm
everything.
ready. I'm ready.
Yeah. But why do you think we want that?
Well, you should hear it, Jack. Listen. As far as
What makes you
snafu,
think I want to hear it, though?
because it's good wisdom, real quick.
No, but
Because
I've suffered through you, and I've not found a lot of good wisdom.
okay, are you ready for some?
Please.
Okay.
I'm excited to hear.
All right. As far as snafu and bad apple, who is going to break the cycle? One of you guys got to break this cycle because it's revenge and then revenge and then revenge on the revenge and on the revenge, and it's never going to stop. Somebody's got
You're
to break
really
this cycle.
boring me, dude. Dude, you're
Really,
really
Jack?
boring. Yes, you're really boring me. I don't know if it's your voice or your attitude or just you. But he showed up recently. I don't even know the guy. Really, he's not been around much, but he shows up and he just talks and interrupts and talks. And it's like, it's fascinating.
He didn't see that Grace has a brain. Like, not only, like, obviously Grace has this magnetic personality. I think it's part of the Thorpe brand. But like,
Thanks, Doc.
Yeah, but I mean, like, come on, guys, try to say something interesting for everyone, right? Come on.
Here, we've got another interesting. I'll take a chance and see what this brings up. Fox. What are we bringing in?
Okay.
Just
What's up, Jack? Grace? Subscribe to Starbucks Pictures on YouTube. I'm just watching shit. Peace.
all right. Thank you for
Star
that.
Fox.
No. Holy cows.
Ricky for $5 says, bring back Zillzone immediately and let him stay as long as he likes. Well, we do have $5. We do have a $1 per minute revive. I don't know if you're okay with that, Jack, but we could give him 5 minutes because he gave 5 minutes super chat.
Yes, sucker. This is the internet, Jack. Welcome to it, Buster. Yeah. You can't kick me off now.
Don't get so sure on yourself, dude, because I will break rules. I will break rules to do what I feel is right.
Okay, Jack, we know you're going to break the rules because who gives you the authority to do that, Jack? Is it God?
Me.
Do you think you're God? Do
How
you
about
think you're
this?
God? You
I've
don't have
answered
the
that.
authority, Jack. You don't have the authority.
According to who?
According to me. Did you? I just got extra time, sucker.
Uh-oh, chat is piling on. Andy Hoodling for 10. Extra time for Zill. Okay, we're going to cut it off there.
What are you going to do?
We're going to cut it off there.
Well, I could interpret that the other way. I mean, extra time for Zill in the back. He was already.
Oh, that's
I
true.
don't
Yeah.
know.
Maybe those
I
super
don't
chats should be a little
know.
more specific.
I'll assume it is for his participation.
My presence.
Thank you for the support.
Anyways, Jack. But yeah, I do have questions on where you receive your authority from. And I wonder if the other panelists have any thoughts on that.
I've answered, but certainly. I believe that each of us, when we have a clear mind, we have the authority to lead ourselves. And to lead ourselves, we write our own rules.
Well,
we
a man doesn't give himself authority, Jack. A man doesn't give himself authority.
It comes from God.
So God gave you
Zil.
your
I've been very
authority.
clear with them, as with you. Now, what the world has taught people, though, is to give their authority away, right? Not to claim their authority, but to give their authority to a paycheck, to a boss, to a relationship, to a title, to whatever, let alone the government or everything else. The
Okay, so
authority.
well,
Please.
I'm glad you finally answered the question, Jack. You said, well, you tried to sneak it by, but you basically said your authority you were given by God. Yes or no?
Yes.
God
Wait,
gave you
authority
authority.
meaning
I
authority
don't
meaning
believe
what?
you.
Authority to do what? What do you mean?
Well, Jack's saying
Make
we're bringing heaven down. Jack is saying we're gonna end all wars, and he's gonna be the peace bringer, right? And he's this messianic figure, and I don't believe him.
Right. You're filled with disbelief while I'm filled with faith. You're
But
very
why?
confused.
Why should I believe you? How do I know God really gave you the authority versus you
Why?
just saying that, Jack?
Right. Until you try to believe, you'll be filled with unbelief. It's that simple.
Okay,
Your
I'm
path
willing.
is your path.
I'm willing to be convinced, Jack. And look, you and I talked, and I know you have a heart for others, Jack. I'm going to compliment you now, okay? I know you have a heart for others, and I appreciate that. And I think that's great. And I think you could do well for others by bringing your heart to their situation and, helping people solve their crap, right? But I think what you should do is point to the real authority, which is Jesus. You know what I'm saying? It's
I
not
have.
you.
I have, and I do
But you're
often.
acting like an authority on par with Jesus. You're acting like you're a sibling of him on authority. And I need to see you pointing to Jesus a bit more, Jack. You see what I'm saying?
I don't agree with that. I mean, like the Catholic Church has like the Pope, who is like sort of like the representation of Christ
Okay.
in the world,
That's
and the
fine.
Pope has the highest religious authority. I don't think Jack is
Yeah.
claiming to be anywhere near that. He's
Are
not
you
claiming
sure?
to have an institution. He's not claiming.
Ask
He's
Jack,
just sort of
Grace.
he's just sort of a spiritual guy offering his
Great.
thoughts.
No. Look at Jack's face. Ask Jack directly, Grace. Ask him.
I do hope to speak to the Pope.
Yeah,
I do hope
that's
to
fine.
speak with the Pope one
He
day.
warned people
So
the
do
other
I.
day. The other day too, the Pope actually, I forgot what it was. He warned people about the Gay Guy Coalition or something. But he was, and so you guys, we do see the Pope drop the hammer. I've never seen Jack do that. Like,
Well, all I'm saying is I don't think Jack believes that he has religious authority in the way that people would see it, like a pope or a priest or a bishop or even a pastor. He doesn't claim to have a church. He doesn't claim to have an institution.
But he's saying
just
we're going to bring heaven down to earth, Grace.
Yes.
He's saying he has the authority to
Zil.
tell us that we're going to bring
Zil.
heaven down to earth. Who gave him that
Zil.
authority?
If you would listen to the explanations, your confusion would be gone.
I would
You'd
love
have
to hear
different
your
things.
explanation, Jack, please.
Well, it follow the logic, right? As more people, if you look at the idea of nature, right? I mentioned this early in the stream. From one seed, you can grow massive fruit, right? Massive crop can come from one seed if it's planted with the right conditions, the right climate, everything works out. Well, I suggest that Jesus is that seed, the good seed that was planted here on earth. And there are many, many followers alive today, men and women, leading others with faith, with love, right? And the more we lead each other with faith and love, and we work together to, take care of the widows and the orphans and care for the needy and the poor, guess what? Heaven will emerge through our good deeds. Can you follow that, Zil?
Yeah, you just made it up. I follow what you said, but you just made that
Holy
up.
cows. Is that a
No,
problem?
I mean, what are you talking about? Made that up? That's ye shall know them by their fruits. He's not making that
Did
up.
he say that? Did he say that?
He's saying that in a modern way.
Yes,
The modern way.
thing.
Okay, I'm gonna move
Thank you,
past
Stephen
it. We're gonna
David, for
move
the
past it.
$5. The Dynamic Duo's first official show has been going great. Thank you, Stephen. I agree.
In that respect. Thank you. What were you saying, Zil? Sorry.
I guess I'm
Does that
just
make
okay.
sense?
So you were saying Jesus is the seed. And but then you were saying there are other leaders, so like Dalai Lama and Buddha. So are you a
No.
universalist, Jack? Do you believe all religions go to the same creator?
I believe there is one God.
One creator?
Yeah, one source, one creator through
Okay.
which we all are.
What about the religions, the different religions? What do you think of the differences?
I believe each religion is based upon fundamental truths, and these fundamental truths are consistent beyond culture, beyond language.
Okay.
My own experience in education, I had a bias against Christianity, so it was the last place I actually wanted to look. I also had a familiarity with it too, so anyway, going to the ideas of non-duality from some of the Eastern philosophies helped the Bible, the words from the Bible, it helped it make complete sense to me. I mean, when I did finally go to read the Bible, it was after I claimed that I'd received a taste of the Holy Spirit as well. And it is true. When I did finally, it was after speaking to two separate pastors, Christian pastors, talking to them about my faith, my beliefs, and they referred me back to books in the Bible, right? Said, oh, yeah, that's just what John is saying in this book. It's just what they're saying there. But I wasn't memorizing or repeating words that I'd read. I was explaining what was in my heart, Zil.
Okay. So you were seeking on a spiritual journey across multiple religions, correct? Reading multiple holy texts and comparing them with an open mind, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's respectable.
But
I think people should do that.
If you have a certain amount of sincerity and directness and freshness, that kind of has intrinsic authority. You don't have to prove it.
But you should be right about things. If so, authority can be established by
Right, but it will
leadership.
sound correct. I mean, our Lord
No.
Jesus had no religious authority per se.
He claimed to be God. Jesus
no, I understand.
claimed to be
Obviously, he
God.
did, but
So
not
he
not
did.
in the world. He did not have a religious authority. He was
performed
not a
miracles.
priest, etc., a rabbi.
He performed miracles, Grace. So he.
Zil, I'm not
Right.
disagreeing with you. I'm a Christian. I'm just saying that he was just a man, a common man,
No.
who spoke with directness and conviction and freshness that convinced people that he was speaking with an authority that was higher than the authority of the religious leaders at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, I think I do see what you're saying, because there was a passage in the Bible where people were astonished that he was speaking with authority, and even though he was like 12 or something in the temple, and they were like, "Who is this kid?" You know what I'm saying? But it was Jesus just doing his thing.
Can I ask you a question though? Like, why? I mean, maybe like a question is like would you? Because like if Jack was talking about these holy stories involving like the chosen ones and their families and stuff, I'd like that's an interesting conversation. But if we just say God's the source, or that's what the theology is sort of based on, that seems to me to sort of stand up a little bit.
Okay.
Sorry, wait. Can you say that again, Doug? What were you saying?
Yeah, because so God's a source, right? And so and so like there's like I would be really skeptical if you said like, well, there is this holy child and Jesus saved the world's sins when he was 6 years old. There'd be way less Christians in the world if that was the case. But if it's not the case, right? We just see the whole Jesus story. You can accept Jesus as your savior and you can praise God. And it's like, okay, cool. I don't agree with Jack about everything, but I understand his philosophical beliefs. I understand the theology. It makes sense. It has that sort of imminence to it.
Yeah, what I'm saying is like sometimes authority comes from other like learning and like getting authority from institutions. Sometimes it comes from just talking about things truthfully and honestly and reaching people's hearts. And that can have real authority. That is also why people join cults, because some of those guys, they have authority through the way they're talking. They're just doing it for the wrong reasons. But
They don't do that independently, right? They do that because a cult leader says that, like a cult leader says something to them, and then it's like a
but it
trigger. It's
speaks
like,
to them. It makes them like they are attracted to it. It doesn't
Yeah,
happen out
and
of nowhere. Something in
so-
them responds to what they're saying.
no, but if you're already an emotionally fragile person and someone says, "I'm going to solve all your problems with this," like that's sort of one of the things that like religion's supposed to do. A cult is not supposed to do that.
Yeah, I agree. I think people who get into cults are like fragile people. Yeah,
Okay, that's
I
fine.
agree with you.
Okay.
So
Like
you're talking about everyone
some
in
idiot
chat?
in California with a ponytail who's like, I'm gonna fix all your problems. Just give me your, just have sex with me. It's like, well, how stupid are you? Like, really,
Right.
you don't think that
Yeah.
guy is just doing this for ego, but like,
Okay, so how does that guy get his authority? That's a question. The cult guy. How
he
does he
doesn't
get
have
his
authority. He has charisma.
But people give him the authority, don't they? Because they listen to what he says.
Yeah.
So it's other people give people authority.
Yes, that's the
In a
entire.
way, yeah. The people who think what he's saying is valid give him authority. Other people see him as a joke because
Well, they don't believe him. And that's them.
basically, yeah, they think he's like a bullshit artist. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe here's a difference here. I'm talking about divine authority to make claims such as we're bringing heaven back down to earth.
But Jack doesn't
That
claim
requires-
divine authority. Jack's
Yes,
never
he
claimed
does.
he's never claimed a miracle has happened
He
because
does
of
claim
him.
divine
He's never
authority.
claimed anything like that. No.
Then help me understand. Help me understand how I'm wrong, please.
I've
He is-
been trying to. Please.
Okay, so Jack, when you say we're bringing heaven down to earth, what do you mean? Is that more of a metaphor? Is that what I'm misunderstanding?
Zil, the kingdom of heaven is found through love. The love of God is found now. It's eternally present. It's for you to know. It's the exact teachings that Jesus was talking about. I'm confident that the same things I'm saying are what he was saying. I'm suggesting people take what Jesus said, take what is written, take it seriously, right? Figure out, what does it mean? What does it mean to love? What does it mean to have compassion, to have mercy? What does it mean to really to be willing to give yourself on behalf of others? What does that mean?
Okay,
Do you-
I agree. Jesus said, no one has greater love than this, that he would die for his friends.
Can I cut
Yeah.
you off there real quick? Because Jesus says this, but Jesus also practices this and does it. And so when you're
Yes.
talking about the kingdom of heaven, part of this is finding that it's not like a service, you guys know this, a service-oriented attitude, responsibility, right? You get the enchilada and the side of fries. It's not that. It is, though, like it's this softer aspect that you can just help people along your way. Wow, you're living in the kingdom of heaven. Cool. That's actually itself, it's standalone, super powerful BS,
Yeah, I would say it's BS if we're saying we're living in the kingdom of heaven right now.
How about, well, wait, everything is based on perspective, the experience of now, our thoughts, our
Oh,
memory.
Jack, this is
imagination.
going to be a very nice thing for you to see. The timer
Time is
is
up.
up.
Praise.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Blessings to everyone
Actually,
from
Thank you,
Jesus.
Zil.
Hey, Zil, you've
Yeah,
been
what's up?
polite. You've been
Okay.
polite, actually. And
Okay,
these
good.
polite conversations with you that are reasonable, I can
They're good.
respect.
All right,
Thank-
I'll talk to you later.
I'm going to
then.
take a graceful exit with Zil too. Thank you guys. I appreciate
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank
Have a
you
good
guys.
one. Take care.
Thank you for coming on, Zil and
Much
Duck.
love.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Put me in the back. I'll listen from.
All right, perfect.
Jack,
We've
would
got
you
another
say...
one.
Hello, Hank.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to ask, would you say that you're basically interpreting the Bible and history and kind of seeing how
Yeah.
they're melding together? Because a lot of people say, religion is just affecting my life, and you're kind of seeing it more in like the whole picture, like how do these things affect history and where we're going? I don't think that's, I just don't understand. I don't think that's really a divine claim. It's just your take on it. I understand you believe your take, as anyone would, but anyways.
Yes.
We'll swing back. Hank, welcome to you.
I'm glad to be here. So, Jack, I think these people are getting confused because you're lacking little confidence. I mean, you have the God of the universe behind you, and you're not saying, and you're not declaring it. They're getting confused. Like let's read Luke 14:25-27. Now great crowds accompanied him, and he turned to and said to them, if anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sisters, yes, even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Whoever does not bear his own cross and comes after me cannot be my disciple. So it's pretty damn clear. I think if you're just more confident about your position, they'll understand.
Actually,
I'm following these.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, please, Grace, go ahead.
Well, I think Hank is right in a way, and I see this in both Jack and myself. Because, Hank, you got to understand, if you're saying, I think this and I think the Lord is behind me, people instantly say, oh, that's cringe. Oh, you think you're God's special child. You get a lot of shit for it. So it's hard to be confident in that. Because people will say you're using religion as a crutch. You think you have a special relationship with God. You sound cringe. And so, especially because Jack tends to be self-critical, it can be hard to really sell it. But I agree with you that he could grow in confidence. Yeah.
Yes, but if your God's weak and can't back you up, consider firing your God.
Well, maybe it's a human weakness and not a God weakness.
Could be.
That is what I'm trying to avoid. Thank you. I'm trying to. My path has been different than others. My path is clearly not that of Jesus. Miracles and such, knowing where to go and what to do. I'm flying blind just like everybody else, but I'm confident that what I've witnessed in my life is patterns in the world. The messages for me, it's the same as for all of us. We got to, if we fall down, we got to get up. You know, there's no quitting. You got to keep going. Even if the world says no, you got to figure out what is real, what is true. All of us do. So that's all I'm doing.
Yeah, your path doesn't have to be the path of Jesus, but please don't make your path the path of weakness.
Hey, Jack, I just had one interesting thing, because I think you and I both believe. I used to have this, there used to be this famous substitute teacher in the school. He would always talk about the word serendipity. And I think the word serendipity is a lot like the word providence, God's providence. He puts us in places together. But it's interesting that you had what would seem like a random connection with Jeremy Peterson, who interestingly is really into comedy, okay? And was seriously considering when he was here going down to a place called the Comedy Mothership in Austin, Texas. Now, you, on the other hand, were having these conversations about Trump, but then I heard you talk about Joe Rogan. Okay. What's interesting is the Comedy Mothership is run by Joe Rogan. Okay. Or he's frequently a guest there.
No, it's his comedy club. The show is run by a different guy.
It's his club, but he doesn't run the show called where they have open mic nights. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's theoretically possible. I'm not saying this would be prudent. It'd be theoretically possible if you want to talk to Joe Rogan without necessarily being big enough to get booked on his show, because the way the show works is interesting. You do 1 minute of stand-up comedy, and then they talk to you for about 10 minutes. And they want to know what's interesting, that you have something interesting to say. Mm-hmm. So Jeremy could go up, try his 1 minute, and try to do comedy. Jack, 1 minute of comedy, like I could provide you with that in 2 seconds. So could chat, okay? Tell a couple of silly jokes. Grace has a joke she's been working on. It's a little
edgy
of a joke. But the point actually of the show is to have interesting people. And actually the worst, if you do terribly as a comic, you actually will get a ton of views. So it's like kind of interesting, how do you play it? But that would be literally a way to talk to Joe Rogan. And I'm just saying, the problem with it is you go to the show, you put your name in a hat, they draw names from the hat. the chance of your name getting picked depends on how many people are there, but it's not like 100%. But that's the way life is. But I believe that your faith and Jeremy's faith, I believe when Grace and I do these things, the Lord provides. I always say the Lord provides. It's just amazing how frequently stuff that's, I'm not saying it's a miracle, but stuff that you know what I mean? It's almost like you put your faith in him and he makes it happen, often in ways you don't expect. But I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. And I wouldn't be surprised if you're talking with Joe Rogan, if it made sense to do that. I'm not saying, hey, Jack, I guarantee that would happen. But it's just funny the way it kind of seems like serendipity here is like sort of, you know.
Jeremy's also.
Grace, why don't you do your joke?
Do you want me to tell my joke?
You have to close your ears, Jack.
Jack, it's very edgy. Okay.
Anyway.
Wait, can I say my joke? Just one line. Okay.
Please, go ahead.
All right. Can I say the R word on here? RAPE. Do you care?
Okay. Snafu says all the time.
Yeah.
Rape is bad for a woman's self-esteem. But attempted rape must be even worse. Because not only did someone take away your dignity and self-worth, but you couldn't even get them hard. What do you think?
No. Grace,
Well,
no.
Tough crowd.
So Jack,
Tough
even
crowd.
Ben can't get you to Peterson. Rogan. He could definitely get you to Jeremy Peterson. I guess you can't keep his name out of his mouth. I mean, I kind of think Jeremy Peterson's name from what I've seen from him. I don't even. He's trying to push one guy, but he's a lame-o.
Thank you, Sanity. Sanity with the $2.22. Congrats to Grace Horp. Perfect fit for co-host. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I think he had a spelling mistake, King Stephen.
He's a fascinating character for sure. And Hank, doggone it, I just lost what you said. I'm sorry.
I did too. Can you say it again?
Yeah, it's like Ben couldn't stop talking about Jeremy Peterson, but he's lame. He's lame. I'm sorry. Yes, Jeremy Peterson's lame.
Peterson is lame. He's been talking shit about me though too lately for whatever reason.
Has he?
I saw he was live. Yeah, I'd heard he had from chats, and I heard a couple comments of him. But I saw he was live earlier. I swung through, and what do I hear him saying? Talking shit about Jack and Grace. I was like, you little bitch.
Really? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! Wait, can we review it? Do you know what part of his stream it was?
Oh.
I mean, is it worth it?
This is some
it's
proper
like-
juice. This
No,
is
it's
some
not.
juice. Let's go.
No, it's not. I mean, Ben keeps trying to put his dumb ass in front of you, and he's lame and boring. I was hoping,
okay.
I hoping that-
Jeremy can be boring, but he's an interesting character in his own way.
Your father's trying to set you up as a loser. Keep him, just dump his ass. Dump them both.
No, actually, that's what you and Jack both said about. I mean, not exactly, but like you guys both had the same take on him when he was outside in the car. You were just like, I remember Hank, you said, the problem with self is self.
And unfortunately, Renner didn't do his job, so someone else may have to.
Unfortunately, what?
Winter didn't do its job properly, so someone else will have to clean up.
Yeah, it was the cops, yeah.
It's fascinating. But regardless, the gist, back to the idea of Austin. I saw another sign today, and actually, I don't think I talked to Mr. Landry about it, but I saw another sign today that got me thinking maybe I should fly back to Texas again soon. If not Austin, back to Dallas.
Did you ever get your hard drive back?
Not yet. That's one of the thoughts. I'll go visit Mr. Pye, get my hard drive back, and maybe say hi to Landry. Head to Austin. Go see if we can.
Again?
Oh, so you actually have connections in Texas. I mean, Rogan does host this show where you get to talk to him for 10 minutes. Sometimes he doesn't always host it, but sometimes he's a guest host, and you can literally just, if your name gets picked, you'll go on stage and talk to him.
That's one way. I do think
a
he
way,
and I
yeah.
may talk one day, but I'm focused. I know I'm going to gain some conversations and attention eventually. Hey, here we go. Called him right back up.
Well, cool, because I heard what y'all were talking about, and that's what I was telling you. I don't even know how long ago.
I know.
It's, I mean,
Austin.
And you got a place, man. You got a little nice, cozy little cot. It's not even a cot; it's a damn mattress. That's for the dogs. Right? They don't even have dogs, but I think it's huge, right? Because that is where the game becomes elevated to a degree that if we can just get you doing stand-up comedy, Jack, we're golden.
Well,
you guys ever know
the
about
comedy
ended
so
wars?
much per se because Jack isn't really trying to be a comedian,
Well,
but
but
he could tell a couple jokes.
He's funny.
No,
Like,
I agree. I think Jack's funny.
Ending
He could
Wars
pull it
is
off.
Fun.
Actually, Jack could just do his normal show on the comedy club stage.
You could roast
He could do a minute of it.
Actually, it's along the lines of George Carlin. I mean, might get some laughs talking about the oppression and the taxation and the genocide and all that stuff. People
Honestly,
laugh at it.
I honestly think you could get a minute and
This is it.
just riff. I honestly think
dude.
you'd get laughs.
I'll camp out there for a week just to make sure you get a minute.
I believe you, Landry. I love Texas. What part are you in? Are you near Austin?
No, I'm in Dallas, but it's a 3.5 hour drive.
Because I was there a while ago. I was in Port Lavaca with my dad. You know where that is?
No, what the hell is that?
It's near that island.
Galveston?
Is it Galveston? I forget. Maybe my
That's
dad
the main
can
island
clarify.
everyone talks about.
Jack, you don't even have to wait for these.
It's a lot of
people.
fun.
You already know what you want to talk about. You live in Maryland. They have a lot of clubs already there, so you just walk down to the
This
club.
guy, dude, it was Bummer Central over here.
Today.
Like, why not do just the
Corpus
same thing
Christi.
you always... That's
Corpus
it, okay.
Christi, that was it. Yeah, no, we were in Dallas.
Yeah.
We were between Dallas and Fort Worth. We kept driving Lalo back and forth between Dallas and Fort Worth.
Did you go to the Spaceball?
Yes, I think I did. I ditched Lalo at the Spaceball.
You left him there?
Yeah. Oh, I remember that actually. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, you can fly Jack out again if you want him tomorrow. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
Probably.
this sure looks like a setup for some IRL. Landry wants to host. He's willing to camp. You guys should link up with Jeremy. You should camp out with Jeremy, and he wants to get on. He wants to get on Kill Tony even more than Jack probably does. Way more.
Is he willing to take a back seat for Jack?
Where?
A back seat for the
Oh.
Jack seat?
Jeremy wouldn't. No,
Jeremy
he's all
wouldn't.
about himself.
That's a problem.
No, Jeremy's incredibly passive.
then leave him behind.
Actually, you're right. Actually, yeah, I think you're right. He's an interesting character.
Yeah.
He's acting all tough and badass, trying to be all tough with me, but he really is kind of a passive pushover, isn't he?
Yeah. He tries to be tough, but like I told him once that I could tie him up and saw each of his limbs off individually and he'd just sit there and let me do it. Like he does not care. He texted me all this stuff last night. Quit degrading yourself because I was wearing a piece of lingerie. You know I'm right. Quit that shit. You're better than that.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
father in heaven loves you, and so do I. Never forget that.
I
Okay,
recommend
buddy.
you block his ass. I recommend you block his ass all the way back in December, but you haven't done it yet.
I don't care. It's funny.
I live my life based off of Hank's recommendations, to be fair. So. Can I have my weekly update, Hank? What do I got to do?
Give it to you in PMs. I don't want them to steal it.
PMs. Okay, cool. I don't know what a PM is, but I'll take it.
Private
I met
jet.
this great guy in Texas named Uncle Joe. He was a Mexican oil businessman in this random town called Midfield. I met him at a bar. Him and his buddy Frank or something. They ran this like oil filtration company that was across from the bar, and so it was just this huge like oil. What do you call them? Those big rigs, the big tanks.
Derricks? Riggs?
Yeah, rigs. They had like 3 of them, and they had this little shed, and they gave me their homemade like wine and stuff. It was really cool. So
Was the wine the same as the oil?
no, it was very sweet, Mini oil refinery. Yeah, it was a mini oil refinery.
Ooh.
They were very nice. I still keep in touch with them on Facebook. Texas is full of very, very nice people.
There's a lot of Mexicans.
Ties
Well,
to big
they're getting
oil,
rid of them
yeah.
now. They're taking them away.
Well, there's too many of them to take them all away. I mean, they're pretty established in Texas. There's
Well,
generations.
it's
of
the Mexicans
there.
taking the Mexicans away, which is so funny because the news never says that. But like the Mexican cops come to, or the Mexican ICE agents come to get the, non-legal Mexican participants.
Mm.
This,
Well, Jack, we're
I'll
coming
just
up on
help Jack.
2 hours here. Are you feeling like? I feel like 2 hours is a good length for a show. Yeah.
I
All
do
right.
too.
Come to Austin, my friend. I'll see you there.
You can fly him out. Landry, we could get this arranged. You can fly him out.
Someone will. Thank you, Hank. Appreciate
Bye,
you joining,
Hank.
brother.
See you later.
Peace. My dear, my friend, I had a wonderful time with us. What are your thoughts? We've still got rough edges. We can communicate more, get things laid out a little bit more.
I think
What are
the
your
best thing
thoughts?
to do would be to have a topic, which I know you actually kind of do naturally, but a topic for the show. And the regular guests can come up and things can develop, but we want something for them to talk about. And if you don't have anything to say about the topic, then, you know what I mean? Stop letting the guests decide the topic, because I feel like that opens the door to too much stuff.
That's what I'd prefer to do as well. And we'll figure it out.
I'll leave it to
I'm
you
here-
to pick the topic, though. I feel like you're better at that.
I'm going to figure it out. Here's something I do think is a perfect opportunity for you and I, especially because of the reputations we found ourselves with.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're already doing it. We're demonstrating a class on kindness.
True.
I saw you do that yesterday, sincerely, with the folks and their drama and the chaos and, trying to look at the facts. I saw a class
Yeah.
on kindness coming out.
Thank you, Jack.
And so I think we can run with that.
I don't take, especially in this sphere, I don't take any of it too personally, because I can
noticed.
see that these are mostly nice people who sometimes have issues with each other, but they kind of think they're all sweethearts underneath. Even, what's his name? King Stephen. Even Stephen.
I know. Me too. Me too. Final words from you. I'm going to do some last words, and then I'm going to do the closing credits and close us out, unless you got anything else.
My final words are, if you want to keep the show rolling, Jeremy's been talking shit. He is live right now. If you want to raid him, I like raiding people who are live
Let's
that I
do
know,
that.
but it's
Yeah.
up to you.
Keep us going for just a moment, please, while I do
Sure.
that. Okay?
Shout out BetUS. Shout out BetUS.com. Yeah, speaking of that, Devin, I'm going to be going live maybe in an hour or two. I got to do another gambling stream. We got content to review. Kick.com/Thorpe2 if you guys want to check me out there. Yeah, but Jeremy apparently is taking callers, so you guys can go over there too. I loved Bad Apple's stream last night after he was on the show. He was seething. He was absolutely seething.
Yes, he was. And it took me a while. I did try to join him later, but no, by the time I joined, he was just, he was bitter and nonsense.
He kind of had a point too, I think. I forgot what his point was, but his point was I think he went to court over what Snafu was accusing him of. I mean, Snafu won the public opinion because he just had evidence. Like, it just makes such a difference if you have one piece of evidence versus not having any and just making accusations. But if we didn't have time on the show, but a Bad Apple was going over how Snafu accused him of making a death threat. He went to court. He beat it. Nothing happened. And now he's going to attempt to personally sue Snafu for court fees or whatever, lawyer fees, which I do understand, but so, I don't know. It's a little more complicated than I originally thought.
Yeah.
I understand wanting to get back at Snafu for causing him that hassle. I could see that from his point of view. Because he did have to pay for lawyer, go to criminal court, fight the charge, etc.
Yes and no. You know, there's human behaviors involved in this. Here, I do have it set up. Thank you.
Oh yeah, no problem.
I
Thank you for having
I
me.
totally forgot. I'm gonna give a shout out just because he started the same time as us. Panel Waste Management, man, he's looking for attention as well.
Let's go,
Our
Tommy.
our buddy Lou and Tommy. But I do have a set to. We'll go visit the young Jeremy boy. He's talking in the dark all by himself. It looks
Oh,
lonely.
Jeremy.
Sad. You know, let's go give him a little attention and
Little
love. Why
love for
not?
Jer. Little love for
Why
Jer
not?
Bear. Well, thank you very much, Jack. I very much appreciated the first show, and I'm looking forward to it. I'll text you. And thank you guys. Thank you, chat, for the support. Like the stream. You guys have been very nice. I know it's a little rough, but we're going to work it out. Bye.
Yes. Thank you, Grace, sincerely. Brothers and sisters, all who tuned in, all who joined the chats with Jack and with Grace, I think it went all right. I do. You know, to all who were so generous today, and David, another YouTube member, blessings to you, all of you who were so generous with your contributions, with your support, with the care and the love that we have. I am going to wrap it up here. Something special today. This 3-path, real simple key I woke up with last night makes sense to me. If you can trust that holiness, divinity, the way of Christ, the way of love, it is the true answer. It's what we all want. So if you set that perfect divinity as the goal for you, the goal for you to be with the best version of you, may not always be clear, it may not always be easy, but if you set that greater goal for you and you allow the truth to reveal the path and you let love lead the way, it is the way. Love will lead you through the truth to that path of perfection. It follows logic, it follows reality, it follows everything that I found. I'm going to wrap it up here. Sincerely, thank you again from me to you. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. Thank you again to Grace Thorpe as well. God bless and peace. Say hi to Jeremy.